Hey friends, Sean from SGT Report here with a very important news update. I think you're going to enjoy this one, and stay tuned to the end because I have a very, very powerful soundbite, one of the most powerful statements I've ever heard from anybody, and this one happens to be from an actor. Friends, just a real quick note, you're going to want to stay tuned and maybe subscribe to sgtreport.tv or become a patron, and here's why. I've got a very powerful, far-reaching interview coming up with Mark Anthony Taylor, and I think I'm going to name this one Banksters, Wetworks, and Pedo Networks. It's the type of interview in which we name names and go deep, deep, deep down the rabbit hole. There will be names and connections made in this interview that you've never heard before, but I'll keep you posted. Again, the name of that one will be Banksters, Wetworks, and Pedo Networks. All right, guys, I got to let you know my friend Frank from Quite Frankly has been banned from YouTube until December 13th. I've never even heard of that before. That's like a 3-month penalty. He says he can't post to his comment board, he can't upload any videos, he can't live stream, he can't even add videos to playlists. Why? For having a conversation with Chris Ann Hall about the 14th Amendment, candidate eligibility according to the Constitution, think Kamala Harris, and continuity of government. The charge leveled against Frank by YouTube? Once again, impersonation, spam, and scams. And here's a screenshot of what Frank received. And of course, YouTube is saying they don't allow content that explicitly disputes the efficacy of the World Health Organization or local health authorities' recommended guidance on social distancing and self-isolation that may lead people to act against that guidance. If you're watching what's going on in Australia and New Zealand, you know exactly what's going on here. I want to let you guys know how you can support Frank, how you can find him. Go directly to quitefrankly.tv. Frank streams live via DTube every night at 7 p.m. But honestly, guys, this is the same reason I launched sgtreport.tv, where I post weekly exclusive content you can only find at sgtreport.tv and on my Patreon page. So this week's exclusive weekend wrap will be extra interesting because it features Frank as my guest. Meanwhile, friends, Google denies political bias in search algo despite collapse in conservative site visibility. We've talked about this before. Breitbart, sgtreport.com, the Daily Caller, the Federalist. Everybody's in the penalty box at Google, and a Google spokesperson says, quote, "There is no validity whatsoever to these allegations of political bias. Our systems do not take political ideology into account, and we go to extraordinary lengths to build our products for everyone in an apolitical way." End quote. Guys, I would advise you to go check out Bing. Sure, Microsoft owns it. I hate Microsoft. But Bing has a 7.2% slice of the global search pie. And I'm telling you, use Google to search SGT Report, then use Bing to do the same. You'll see how markedly different the search results are when using Bing. Now, before we get to that soundbite from the actor, and this isn't just any actor, friends, this is somebody I hold in very high esteem, I want to let you know that we've reopened that special $5 Zeolite Pure Body Extra Strength offer between today and Sunday, the 27th of September. Now, if you guys will recall, on August 11th, I interviewed Anna Rogers and Eddie Stone of Touchstone Essentials, and this company offers incredible products. But the Zeolite Pure Body Extra Strength helps remove mercury, lead, cadmium, arsenic, aluminum, and all sorts of bad stuff from your body. I'll leave the link below in case you want to watch the entire thing. But regarding the special $5 offer, that is back in play just for the next week. I will leave the link directly below. And I'll remind you how that offer works. Here's Eddie Stone. Can you just lay it out? I don't want anybody to feel like they're going to give you a credit card number and then they get, bottles sent to them every month and they can't get out of it. What is the $5 bottle deal and how do people get it?
Sure. And let me just say as a preface, everything is unconditionally money back guaranteed. We have AAA ratings with Better Business Bureau. We have thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews for customer service and how we handle folks. And so we respect you and your audience a great deal. It's very important to us. The trust is important. So it's a $5 offer on a product that retails for $79.95. If you want to take that offer, you accept a subscription service so that you've got another bottle on the way in a month at the discounted, what we call VBO or member price of $63.83, so an additional savings. However, that being said, If 5 minutes after taking the offer, you chat with us, you email us or call us and say, I don't want the subscription, we're still sending you the $5 bottle. We respect where you're at. We understand how guarded people are and, frankly, jaded in this world that we live in. And so if they, for whatever reason, don't want the subscription, no problem whatsoever. We understand we don't want anybody to be saddled with something they don't want. But what we're counting on and what we have confidence in, because we've been doing this a very long time, is going to be very happy with the experience of the product and working with us.
So I'll leave that link below, guys. You can get your first bottle for only $5. I've been taking the Zeolite for the past month and a half, and I have to say I am thinking more clearly, but I am a really healthy person, I think. I mean, I work out every day, I run, I try to eat right, but honestly, if you listen to that entire interview, Anna Rogers had all sorts of health problems. She was suicidal. She's really struggled with lots of problems throughout her life. She even had lead poisoning. And this product really helped her. Touchstone Essentials, they've done more than $200 billion in sales since 2012. It's the real deal. So again, I'll leave the link below to that special offer. All right, guys, I have stated here before that we are in a war for the soul of our nation, as well as a war for our own souls. It has never been more clear. Our enemies have been captured by the demonic. The spirit of the Antichrist inhabits them. I mean, you need look no further than people freaking out in their cars, screaming over the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg because they worship at the altar of abortion. I've shared those clips. But I have to say, I haven't heard anyone express the gravity of the war in which we are engaged better than the great actor and our Christian brother, Jim Caviezel, who portrayed Jesus in the most powerful film ever made, The Passion of the Christ. I retweeted this today saying, this is our time. We choose to fight. We choose this fight. Give us liberty or give us death. Here's Jim Caviezel.
Well, one other topic you wanted to touch on was Ronald Reagan gave a speech, a Time for Choosing speech in 1964, and he said, you and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness. What can Americans learn from Ronald Reagan? What are your thoughts on that at this moment in time?
That's right. He said that, and he said now let's set the record straight. There's no argument over the choice between peace and war. But there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second. Surrender. Admittedly, there's a risk in any course we follow other than this, but every lesson in history tells us that the greater risk lies in appeasement. And this is a specter our well-meaning Christian liberal friends, our priests, bishops, and pastors refuse to face, that their policy of accommodation is appeasement. And it gives us no choice between peace and war, only between fight and surrender. If we continue to accommodate, continue to back and retreat, eventually we will have to face the final demand, the final ultimatum. And what then? When Satan has told the people of this world, he knows what our answer is going to be. He has told them that we're retreating under the pressure of his Cold War, and someday when the time is right to deliver his final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because you see, by then we will have been so weakened from within, spiritually, morally, economically. He believes this because from our side he's heard voices pleading for peace at any price, or better red than dead, or as one commentator put it, he'd rather live on his knees than die on his feet. And therein lies the road to war, because those voices don't speak for the rest of us. You and I know it and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery. If nothing in life is worth dying for, when did this begin? Just in the face of this enemy? Or should Moses have told the children of Israel to live in slavery under the Pharaohs? Should Christ have refused the cross? Should the patriots at Concord Ridge have refused to fire the shot heard around the world? The martyrs of history were not fools, and our beloved dead who gave their lives to stop the advance of the Nazis did not die in vain. Where then lies the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all, that you and I have the courage to tell our enemies there is a price we will not pay, there is a point beyond which evil must not advance. In the words of Reagan, evil is powerless if the good are unafraid.
Friends, thank you so much for tuning in. And for real news, visit us directly at sgtreport.com, the antidote to corporate propaganda. God bless.